Welcome to Facts TV News, where everything is true. Cop shot by motorcyclist in front Grandspin Police Station. A policeman was shot and injured in front of the Grandspin Police Station in St. Andrew on Saturday morning. Reporters understand that about 6:30 a.m., the policeman signaled a motorcyclist to stop for a routine spot check, but the biker disobeyed and opened fire, hitting the cop in the leg. The biker escaped and the policeman was rushed to hospital by his colleagues. The area of the shooting was cornered off and was processed. Businessman shot, robbed in St. Elizabeth. Police have confirmed that a businessman was shot and injured in a robbery at Ballards Valley near Junction in southern St. Elizabeth on Saturday morning. Preliminary reports are that sometime mid-morning, the businessman, who police said is Chinese, was driving his motor car when he was attacked by a gunman traveling on a motorcycle on the Ballards Valley main road. The businessman tried to escape but crashed. The gunman opened fire on the vehicle and hit the businessman before reportedly making off with an undisclosed sum of cash. The businessman was taken to hospital for treatment. Woman accused of defrauding SSL clients Jean and Panton remanded until next Friday. Former employee at Fraud Hit Stocks and Security Limited (SSL) Jean and Panton has been remanded in custody until February 24. This following her appearance in the Supreme Court yesterday morning, hours after being charged with larceny as a servant, forgery, authoring forged document, breaches of Proceeds of Crime and Cyber Crimes Act. In court, Panton's attorney, Tamika Harris, applied for bail, stressing that her client was not a flight risk. She argued that on January 13 this year, long before the charges, Panton handed in her passport to the police. The attorney further argued that Panton, who appeared in court in a wheelchair, was born with a dislocated hip, which has resulted in a series of 25 surgeries during her lifetime. However, when Harris tried to make the argument that her client was not mobile and therefore not physically capable of running away, Judge Lorna Shelley Williams requested a medical report to substantiate the claims. Attorney Harris presented a medical report, but when it was reviewed by the judge, she deemed the report lacking. The judge then gave Harris until February 24 to provide a medical report supporting her claims before a ruling can be made regarding bail. Meantime, the lawyer said there will be challenges with getting the necessary medical reports by next Friday. Speaking to reporters after the morning court session, Harris noted that among the challenges is that Panton's long-serving doctor had passed away. She said, however, that she will make every effort to get the appropriate documentations.
The bail application was part-heard, I would say. The application would continue on Friday, February 24th. On that date, the judge expects me to present a medical report to speak to the conditions of my client. My difficulty is that my client has been suffering from this ailment from birth. She was born with a disability, and the doctor who saw her and treated her for most of her life has passed away. So it is going to be a little bit challenging. What we'll have to do is now just get the docket, and I'm not sure if a physician could put a report together based on just the docket, but that's where we are.
So are you sure you would meet the deadline of next week, Friday?
I just have to try. We presented 2 medical reports, but the judge indicated that she would need a history and she would also need something to speak to her diagnosis. The fact that it says that she needs a wheelchair now, but it doesn't speak to whether she would need it forever. I think that is perhaps what could be operating on the court's mind.
Integrity Commission chastised for handling of conflict of interest case involving Prime Minister Holness. The Integrity Commission is being chastised for its tardiness and overall poor handling of the matter relating to its probe into alleged conflict of interest involving Prime Minister Andrew Holness. This after the Commission tabled a report from the Director of Investigations on Tuesday, in which Mr. Holness was referred to the Director of Corruption Prosecution for further determination of possible influence in awarding of government contracts to Westcon Construction Company, whose operator, Robert Gavin, is a known associate. The report set off a firestorm of comments locally and internationally about Mr. Holness, with calls made for him to step aside despite his rejection of the Commission's report and declaration that he did nothing wrong. In commenting on the issue, Cabinet Minister Darrell Falls said although the Commission cleared Mr. Holness, the damage has already been done.
I've been informed that the Prime Minister and Member of Parliament will not have anything to answer to based on the ruling by the Integrity Commission. That is a big victory, but it doesn't stop there because the damage is done. And as many people who will hear of this result, is as many people that will not want to hear because they are going to go straight down the political divide. If it is that this ruling was made 1 month ago, why would the report come out without the ruling? What damage has this cost not only the person involved, but the country? Only for a matter of less than 24 hours for the ruling to come out, which was made a month ago. If you had the report, why not file the report with the ruling so that people could see and assess the findings as against the ruling? Why give the findings and within 24 hours say the ruling will be made public in Parliament on the next parliamentary day? So from Tuesday to Tuesday, what can happen in 1 week? What can happen in an hour? What can happen in a day? I am happy because all of us as Member of Parliament have the same situation in relation to what was being accused of MP and Prime Minister Honest. And I hope that this matter will now be reviewed in full in relation to how we go about Member of Parliament's involvement in government execution of government contracts.
Vauxhall teachers protest after colleague was allegedly assaulted by student. Educators at Vauxhall High School in Kingston dressed in black on February 17 as they called for more to be done to protect teachers against violence. It's reported that the call was sparked by an incident at the school where a teacher was allegedly physically assaulted by a student. Videos on social media show the teachers congregated on the school's compound. In recent times, there have been several altercations between teachers and students. President of the Jamaica Teachers Association, Lasandra Harrison, has reiterated the need for more to be done to end teacher-student altercations. Mrs. Harris noted that the solution lies in the homes and the entire society.
We don't seek to treat the root cause and we only seek band-aid responses, then we will continue to spiral down the road we're going. It needs a national effort, a collaborative effort. It can't be left to the halls of the schools to fix the maladies of our society. And certainly as we abandon and the more we drift away from our Judeo-Christian principles and how it is we really ought to operate as individuals, loving each other, treating others as we'd like them to ourselves to be treated, then we continue to be in a serious place.
$3.1 billion allocated to strengthening JDF's capability to safeguard borders. Government has allocated $3.1 billion of the 2023-2024 estimates of expenditure to strengthen the Jamaica Defense Force's JDF capability to safeguard the country's borders. This will be done under the purchase and overhaul of ships, coastal surveillance project, and will include the procurement of radar, marine offshore patrol vehicles, cameras, software, hardware, and other equipment. For the upcoming fiscal year, the money will go towards making contractual payments necessary for the procurement of coastal surveillance equipment required for securing Jamaican borders. Up to December 2022, 2 marine patrol vehicles were procured. The project, which is being financed from the Consolidated Fund, falls under the Ministry of National Security and is slated to end in May 2024. The estimates were tabled in the House of Representatives on February 14 by Minister of Finance and Public Service, Dr. Nigel Clark. They will be considered by the Standing Finance Committee of the House beginning March 1. Please remember to subscribe, like, share, and click the notification bell